So the first match for Impact, sorry, the first match for Impact Wrestling was was um was the tag team champions LAX and Santana and Ortiz versus the Cult of Lee with and Trevor Lee and Caleb Conley, obviously non-title match. I called the Cult of Lee winning, and that's what happened. Um, um, Trevor Lee rolled up Ortiz with the handful of ties for the win over the Impact Tag Team Champions. And then it was Brian Cage the Machine versus a jobber that honestly nobody cares about anymore because it was a squash match against the Machine. But if you want to know his name, it was Hunter Law. Obviously, we know who that. We know who won that match. It was obviously the Machine Cage, and then it was a it was Pretty Williams versus the Grand Champion Matt Sydal in a for the championship, and the match took place Destiny Wrestling in Toronto. Petey was in Petey Williams' hometown because he is Canadian. The match took place there. I called Sydal attending, and he did. After the match, Sydal let's say microphone and says and reads a scroll that his spiritual guide gave him, and his scroll says that on March 8th, which is a Thursday, I just checked, at Crossroads, it's his destiny to become the X Division champion by beating Taiji Ishimori. And then Congo Kong and Jimmy Jacobs, they call it Abyss, but instead Osa Parsons Emma Jenny comes out and says that she's had enough of how they've been treating her grandson Joseph Park. Jacob proceeds to call her an old hag, and she stops him. And then Congo's as about to attack her when Joseph Park comes out and saves her, but Joseph Park makes it very clear that he's never gonna bring his back. Abyss never come back, and that Joseph Park is here to stay. But then Congo attacks him, and then Jacobs gives Joseph a warning. It just he wants Abyss or else. So, and then it was a match that happened in Vegas at FSW Future Stars Wrestling. It was Moose versus Alberto Patron in a no DQ match. I called Moose for the win, but no, it was Alberto Patron. Um, that happened when Alberto gave Moose a double stomp when Moose was hung in the terrible in the terrible in the corner. And then it was Ashley and Eddie Edwards versus OVE and Jake and Dave Christ. Obviously, was Sami Callihan at ringside. I called OVE winning, but no, it was still gonna be. It still happened to be Eddie Edwards and Ashley. Um, uh, Ashley whenever Eddie was gonna hit the Bethany party, as Eddie Callahan Callahan he yanked he yanked Eddie's egg back so he couldn't run, but then actually speared Sami Callihan, but Jay Christ couldn't capitalize on that, and Eddie hit the Boston party for the win. And then the main event was EC3 versus Johnny Impact, where the winner would face Austin Aries for the Global Championship at Crossroads in 2 weeks. That's gonna be EC3, but my answer changed to Johnny Impact when Tyrus kept interfering in the match, but EC3 still couldn't beat Johnny Impact, and because of that, EC3 pushed Tyrus, and so Tyrus pushed him back, and he left EC3 to fend for the Johnny Impact on his own. And so at that point, my mind changed to Johnny Impact, and that's what happened. So Johnny Impact will face House of Aries for the Global Championship in 2 weeks at Crossroads. And for the update, look, the new story is called Gaze, and it's about Holmes, his psychic, his sidekick Watson, and their dog. I think it's a dog, but I'm not quite sure. Their dog named straight, and they're investigating the case of a father named Lord Hole, who's abusive to his sons, his 4 sons and his wife, and he died and someone literally stabbed him in the back, and so they're investigating the case of who was the murderer. So it's a pretty good story. If you're a fan of detective stories, this is the one to read.